webs out.
I'm the least familiar of the four of us with the Harry Potter universe. I watched all 7 of them. Okay, well, I watched all 7 a couple years ago, and like one thing, maybe it was because I watched it as an adult, but like
7?
it was a good story. It was a good story, but the absolute balls on this woman, Rowling, to in like the 4th movie be like, we've got time travel, and it's not an ethereal thing that we're almost figuring out. It's like a time-honored, like, we know how to use this. Look how old this is. They use it to get out of a situation, and they have 2 more movies where it's not addressed. It could have solved everything at any time.
It's addressed in the books.
That's the dumbest thing they did.
So it's addressed very thoroughly in the books. The whole idea is that time travel device is like a nuclear weapon in the magic world, and they are kept not just under lock and key, but in like an abyss of puzzles and mazes and magic precautionary devices. Keep all the time turners that exist locked away, and they got one.
It's like the time stone,
and they're destroyed in the books. Like there's an instance where like, and then the fucking spell hit the cabinet, and the cabinet of the time turners fucking exploded, and everything goes wonky because of the explosion. One of the characters is like aging and turning into a baby back and forth, like as he dies.
Well, it's like the time stone in the MCU, where like you can use it, but people always say don't use it. It's super dangerous, etc. It's just like that.
Don't! It destroys the plot. Ah!
I feel like time travel ruins almost every story in which it's employed in, because of all the way that time travel is being dealt with in the Marvel universe, and the way that I guess physicists theorize that it would work is that, you know, you're creating a different branch off the tree every time. There is no going back and saving Lincoln. Your Lincoln's dead. Now, you can go back and save a different Lincoln, but now there's another branch coming off the river, and the branches keep branching off. So you can't go back and change what's happened.
Like the Stephen King book is different, unless the thing is about time travel. Time travel is usually more of a problem.
Well, Back to the Future is great.
Yeah.
It's about time travel.
It's about time travel, right? But when you just make it one of the character's superpowers, it's like, oh well, that guy who can bicep curl a lot is kind of worthless.
Yeah,
like he's not doing anything for us now.
A Stephen Hawking who can control time is more powerful than a billion Supermans. Mm-hmm. Like you just pause time and then wheel yourself over there.
Well, if we're doing by Superman the movie, then Superman can control time too. So by your calculations, nothing is more powerful than Superman, because
if he can control time too, he truly is the most boring character in all of canon.
Here's what he did. It's the worst. It's in I think Superman 2.
It's the worst.
So like he has to choose between saving Lois Lane and like saving the city, stopping a nuke, something big, right? And he has to make the choice, and he saves the world, the city, whatever the fuck. Lois dies. He's like, no! And the way he turns time back is by going backwards around and around the earth super fast, and it turns the earth backwards. Now, first of all, the earth isn't like the earth has nothing to do with
kill everybody. It would literally kill everybody.
Oh, the earth is already moving 1,000 miles per hour, almost exactly, weirdly enough. So slowing that down would take forever to do it and not kill everyone here because of the momentum involved. It doesn't even, there's no breaking it. You can't break it. We all jolt forward.
What did he do?
The air, the atmosphere is moving 1,000 miles.
He just like grabbed a mountain and pushed.
No, he just flies around the earth.
Flew through the atmosphere.
It's really terrible. It's a terrible,
awful.
It's a horrible.
He goes back and like saves her, and it's like she's I'm not even that pretty. I can't believe you saved me. He's like, well, I'm not even that good looking. If you think
a better
about
actor.
I don't know. I didn't like that.
Well, I won't
those movies. No, we don't never watch the original Superman movies. Don't do that.
I was just reading about time travel because people are saying it's theoretically possible. Mm-hmm. However, time travel can only occur for when you finally have that, like when time travel exists. So what I mean is, let's say you invent a machine that travels through time. From that moment on, you can time travel, but you can't go before the machine. So let's say you created a machine in 2016.
Yeah,
you could only go back to 2016. You could never go any further back than when you.
That's an interesting. That's like what's that wonderful movie that we all like that we can never remember the plot of it. We have to watch a refresher video every time. Primer? They build a time machine. Yeah. Primer. They build a time machine essentially in Primer that works, I believe, on that basis.
That's true.
But
it's
complicated, so I always forget exactly how it works.
Yeah, that's the theory, is that you can't ever go before that machine exists. I don't know if you've ever watched Dark. Dark on Netflix is, I think, the same general concept.
My favorite way to look at time travel, or not to look at it, but like form of theoretical time travel, I suppose, in sci-fi, and but apparently it would just work, is time dilation caused by gravity or speed. So like the idea, like on Interstellar, when they go down to that planet and time is moving faster, that form of time dilation, not only it's not theoretical, it's proven. Like all of us, when all of us were born, well, let me just say, from this moment right now, if all of us had a perfect stopwatch and we all hit go, 10 years from now, our stopwatches would all be out of whack slightly, because we had all traveled at different speeds throughout the last 10 years. And thereby time is affecting us, or we're experiencing time at slightly slower or faster rates because of our speed. And Woody would probably be in the lead because he goes so fast so often. He's often flying.
Does that
true.
make a difference?
Yes, that's exactly
it really
what
does.
makes the difference.
Yeah,
So
it
it's
really
why
I
the
honestly thought it was
satellites
really
and-
about what the Earth was doing.
No, the Earth is
And your
irrelevant
diet.
and entirely irrelevant in this situation. It's about
Oh.
your speed. Well, the Earth's
Relative
rotation,
to
if
what?
that's affecting us, is a common thing, right? Because you're not going to be on like Saturn or something. Like
It's all pretty much the same.
We're all going to be right here.
I kind of thought you were going to say whoever was closest to the equator was doing the most traveling, was spinning the fastest, and whatever I do on a motorcycle is irrelevant compared to what Earth is doing as it travels through space and time.
If you look at with the satellites, I know, because those go very fast, right? Around and around the Earth. Some of them do anyway. They're traveling at thousands of kilometers a second or something. I don't fucking know. It depends on the one. They're all moving at different speeds probably. Those have to be synchronized like pretty frequently because their time gets their clocks are moving at a different speed than your clock and on your your wrist or wherever you're wearing it. But yeah,
how fast do you have to go to stop time?
So
you can't stop.
You can't stop time, but you can't slow it, like what Kyle's saying. And they've done studies where, let's say somebody flies in a jet all the time. They're like, they commute 200 days of the year.
Yeah,
they actually are aging slower than we are. So by just like tenths of a second, or it's like nothing.
So here's what you could do, Taylor. This is how your time machine would work. You jump in your spaceship. That's, I guess, I don't know, between here and the moon, and you take off super fast toward Pluto, whatever. And you fly. You have an onboard clock, and you wait till that does 5 years. You turn around and head back for 5 more years. You've been flying for 10 years, but you've been flying so goddamn fast that 1,000 years could have passed back on Earth.
Right. Yeah.
So you're 10 years older. That kind of sucks. But you were going as fast as whatever your spaceship can do, which is presumably, I don't know, 7/10 the speed of light, something outrageous.
Yeah.
Back on Earth, a huge amount of time could have passed. You can literally travel forward in time. You can experience fractions of the time that are passing on Earth yourself if you move fast enough, or if you create a singularity, an area of gravity powerful enough.
I would love to do that. That would be a wealth generation trick, right? Like, it is easy to
Man
be a
loves his compound
multi-millionaire.
interest.
Oh yes, Kyle sees exactly where I'm going with that. Right? Getting rich is totally easy, super simple. You put like $1,000 in the S&P 500 and you wait 300 years. What else do you need to know? The hard part is getting wealthy when you're not dead, right? That's the challenge. Or having any accumulated wealth while it's still fun to use.
Any poor vampire's a fucking loser and should be killed immediately on sight by his fellow vampires.
Exactly.
You see a vampire that's not wearing a rollie or better, he's done. That's
Exactly.
You're right.
scumbag.
Kyle gets it. But if you were like, hey, Woody, put the 4 of you in a little space vessel, come back in 1,000 years, you'll be a billionaire. And I'm like, yeah, sign me up. 1,000 seems risky. Let's do 600. It's like 75 years or something.
Cool.
Yeah, it's like you think the S&P 500 is going to give you a return in 1,000 years? Like you're going to show.
I'll do the math, Taylor.
Do 100.
You're going to see
S&P
the Stone Age. Like
the S&P will probably be gone in 1,000 years, but it'll be around in 100, right? It'll be gone. It'll be around in 100.
Yeah.
It's hard to
Enjoy
know.
immortality.
I really
when you can.
well, hopefully not. Hopefully there won't be. Hopefully there won't be monetary. There won't be any form of monetary. There won't be any money at all. We'll be past
Star
that.
Trekky, yeah.
We'll be
Like Star Trek?
Trekky.
Oh,
Yeah.
We'll be back to
that was
trading precious
amazing.
stones in a nuclear wasteland.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't realize it until I was a man grown that Star Trek is about space commies. And another thing I didn't know until like last year is that Dune is about space jihadis. It's I guess in the Dune universe, Islam took over, and it's the prevailing religion of mankind. So when they talk
Star Wars about that,
no, Star Wars is in a different fucking.
Star Wars is fantasy, yeah.
That's it was like the terrorist thing. I've heard that comparison. Like,
no,
I
knew exactly where Taylor was
terrorists.
going. A lot of the terrorists see themselves as the Rebel Alliance against the Empire, and when I look at it objectively, I'm like, I mean,
totally.
You can't say really America's the Rebel Alliance.
Yeah. We're the Empire.
Yeah, we are not the Rebel Alliance.
And in real life, we would crush that Rebel Alliance because we wouldn't have let, with all our billions of dollars in space military budget, we wouldn't have had a hole.
It's an old code, but it checks out. Bullshit. Shoot it.
Yeah, bullshit, shoot it.
That's what an American would have done. An old code, you say? You know the rules. That would have been it.
We don't work at a, we hold your food till you pick it up place. So yeah, old code's not going to do it here. Just dead.